My pregnant coworker demanded I do all her work for months, snapping, "You don't have kids, you have no excuse." When I refused, she filed a complaint, claiming I was discriminating against mothers. The next day, HR played security footage of her bragging, "Watch me make her life miserable." She was escorted out in tears. I'm not someone people usually notice at work. I come in, do my job, meet deadlines, and leave. No drama, no gossip. Just a quiet life working at a marketing firm in Columbus, Ohio. I'm 38. No kids. Never married. I have a cat and a garden. That's the life I chose, and honestly, I like it that way. Everything was fine until Erin joined our team. Erin was loud from the start. Not rude, just always talking. She made sure everyone knew her opinion. She joined our team as a copywriter. Smart, energetic, and at first, I thought we'd get along. Then, about 3 months into her job, she announced she was pregnant. Everyone celebrated. We ordered cupcakes. One girl brought in balloons. I signed the card, clapped along, the whole thing. I wasn't jealous, just happy for her. She looked thrilled, and everyone acted like she was walking on clouds. But as the months went on, something shifted. At around 5 months pregnant, Erin started handing me her tasks. Not asking, handing. "I'm exhausted today," she said one morning, dropping a project folder on my desk. "Can you cover this one? You don't mind, right?" I did mind. But I told myself, it's just once. So I said sure. Then it happened again. And again. Soon I realized I was doing her work more than mine. She wasn't asking any more either. She was expecting it. I tried to talk to her privately. "Hey, I'm really busy with my own tasks this week," I said. "Is there a way we can? You don't have kids," she snapped, cutting me off. "You have no excuse. I'm growing a human being. You can stay late if you need to." I didn't say anything. What do you even say to that? I wasn't trying to be mean, but I wasn't her assistant. I was a team member too. Still, I figured it was just stress. Maybe she was having a rough week. But it didn't stop. It got worse. She'd send me 3 or 4 emails a day with things she couldn't get to. Sometimes I'd find her laughing in the break room while I was scrambling to finish reports she dumped on me. Then she started making comments in front of others. "Must be nice to have all that free time," she said once as I walked past with a coffee. "I'd love to relax if I didn't have to worry about a family." It wasn't a joke. Her tone made it clear. I went to my manager, Rachel, and explained what was going on. I didn't even ask for anything dramatic. I just wanted to set some boundaries. Rachel looked uncomfortable. "She's pregnant," she said. "Let's just try to support her through this. It's only a few more months." So I was stuck. No help. No backup. Just more and more of her work piling on my desk every week. The final straw came on a Thursday morning. She messaged me at 9 a.m. with 2 projects. No greeting. Just, "I'm too tired. Need you to handle these deadlines today." I didn't reply. At 10:30, she marched over to my desk and said loudly enough for people to hear, "Are you really ignoring me? Is this because I'm pregnant? You know that's discrimination, right?" I was stunned. I stood up and said, "I've done your work for 2 months, Erin. I'm not your personal assistant." She glared at me. "You'll regret this." Next day, I get called into HR. "Someone filed a complaint," they said. "We need to go over some things." It felt like my blood turned cold. I sat in a tiny conference room while they pulled out a folder. I expected the worst. Maybe I'd be suspended or written up. Then Carol from HR said, "Before we go further, I want to show you something." She played a clip from the break room camera. It was Erin and another coworker, Sabrina. Erin didn't know the cameras had audio. Clear as day, Erin said, "Watch me make her life miserable. She thinks she's better than me because she has no kids. I'm gonna bury her in work. She'll either quit or snap." I just stared. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Carol paused the video and looked at me. We're handling it. You've done nothing wrong. After that meeting with HR, I expected Erin to be gone by the end of the day. But she wasn't. They didn't walk her out right away. HR said they needed to follow protocol, whatever that meant. So for 2 more days, I had to sit in the same room as her, pretending like nothing had happened. She knew something was coming, though. I could tell. She stopped talking to people. No more loud laughs or gossiping in the hallway. Her smile disappeared. She kept glancing over at me, like I was the one who betrayed her. On Friday, she cornered me near the elevator. "You think you're smart?" she hissed. "You think you've won?" I didn't answer. I just stepped inside and let the door close. That weekend, I finally let myself relax. I thought the worst was over. I was wrong. Monday morning, my email was flooded. Dozens of emails, angry, confused, some even nasty. Apparently, someone had sent out a mass email to the team, accusing me of targeting a pregnant woman out of jealousy, and saying I had a long history of bullying coworkers without families. It was unsigned, but everyone knew where it came from. I went straight to HR. They were furious. IT traced the email back to Erin's company laptop. That was the final straw. This time, they didn't wait. By 11 a.m., Erin was being escorted out with her things in a cardboard box. She was crying, mascara streaked down her face, saying, "You can't do this. I'm pregnant." But nobody stopped them. Nobody stood up for her. Because here's the thing, people had started coming forward. One by one, coworkers went to HR. Turns out, I wasn't the only one she'd bullied. She'd pulled the same trick with at least 3 others, dumping her work, using her pregnancy as a shield, then guilt-tripping anyone who pushed back. One of them, Brian, a quiet guy from analytics, told HR that she'd once said to him, "You'll do it because I'm pregnant, and you're too scared of a lawsuit." Now that she was gone, you'd think things would go back to normal. But they didn't. Not right away. Some people still avoided me. Others whispered. The rumors she spread stuck around longer than I expected. People wondered if maybe I really had complained too much, that maybe I couldn't handle helping a mom-to-be. It hurt more than I wanted to admit, but I kept my head down. I worked harder. HR gave me a private apology, even offered me extra PTO for the stress. I didn't take it. I didn't want time off. I wanted people to remember what happened. Then, 3 weeks later, I found something that made everything feel worse. I was grabbing lunch at a deli a few blocks from the office when I heard my name. I turned. It was Sabrina, the same woman Erin had been bragging to on the security footage. She froze when she saw me. I said, "Did you know what she was doing to me the whole time?" She didn't deny it. "I didn't want to get involved," she mumbled. "I have my own problems. I didn't think it would get that bad." That sentence haunted me. She didn't think it would get that bad. Not one person had warned me. Not one had stepped in. They all saw it, but they stayed quiet. Because I was the quiet one. The one without kids. The one who always said, "I'm fine." So I made a decision that day. I wasn't going to let this die quietly. After running into Sabrina at the deli, something shifted in me. I'd spent months being quiet. Taking it. Being the one who kept her head down. And it got me nowhere, nearly cost me my job, ruined my reputation, and left me isolated. I couldn't stop thinking about how easy it had been for Erin to manipulate people. How easy it was for everyone else to watch and do nothing. So I started digging. Not out of revenge. At least, that's what I told myself at first. I told myself I was just curious. Just wanted to know how deep her lies went. I started with company emails. I had access to some shared project threads and timelines. I began noticing patterns. Projects assigned to Erin that had been passed off to others. Unfinished campaigns that were marked complete under her name, but were clearly written by someone else. She'd been doing this long before she came after me. I went to HR again. Not with a complaint this time, but with a file. I put together everything. The emails, the project logs, even timestamps showing when she was out sick, but logged in on social media. She'd been working a side gig doing freelance content writing during office hours. I handed it all to Carol in HR. She just looked at me and said, "You've been busy." "I want this on record," I said. She built her reputation here on lies. And nobody saw it. Carol promised they'd open a full audit on all her work history. A week later, I got a call from someone I didn't expect, Rachel, my manager. She wanted to meet privately. Said she owed me a conversation. I should have done more, she admitted. I knew something was off, but I didn't want to deal with the fallout. I figured it would blow over. She paused, looked at her hands, then said, "I also wanted to tell you before you hear it from someone else. Erin's filed a complaint. Again. With the state. Said she was wrongfully terminated due to pregnancy discrimination." My heart dropped. "You're kidding." "I wish I was," Rachel said. "But we're covered. HR has the footage. The audit. The email. She doesn't have a leg to stand on. Still, they may contact you for a statement." I couldn't believe it. She was still trying to play the victim. Then came the biggest twist of all. One morning, an email popped into my inbox. Not from anyone at work. It was a Gmail account I didn't recognize. The subject line said, "I used to date Erin. You need to know something." I hesitated for a minute. It could have been spam. But curiosity got the better of me. I opened it. It was a long message from someone named Mark. He said he dated Erin a few years ago. Said he saw a post on Reddit that sounded like my story and tracked me down through LinkedIn. He recognized her behavior instantly. He wrote, "She did this before. At her last job. Different city, same playbook. Got pregnant, dumped work on other women, made them look like monsters, then threatened legal action when someone pushed back. Eventually, she got a settlement and left quietly." I sat there reading it over and over. She'd done this before. She'd made a habit of it, turning pregnancy into a weapon. Smiling to people's faces while planning how to destroy them behind closed doors. And suddenly I realized this wasn't over. Not yet. Because now she wasn't just trying to ruin my name at work. She was trying to play the legal card. And if she'd gotten away with it once before, she might think she can do it again. I didn't sleep much after I read that email from Mark. Something about knowing Erin had done this before and gotten away with it made my stomach turn. She wasn't just manipulative. She was calculated. This wasn't about a misunderstanding at work. It was a pattern. A game she played over and over again. I forwarded the email to Carol in HR right away. I didn't know if it would help, but I wanted it on record. They added it to the growing file of evidence they were building. A few days later, I got the call. The state wanted a formal interview about Erin's discrimination claim. I showed up with a folder full of documents, copies of every project she dumped on me, the email trail, and even the transcript from the security footage. I told the investigator everything. I kept my voice calm, but my hands were shaking the whole time. I kept thinking, what if she wins? What if they believe her? The investigator didn't say much. Just nodded, took notes, asked questions. Then he said something that caught me off guard. "You're not the first person who's talked to us about her." I leaned forward. "What do you mean?" He gave a small sigh. "She's filed similar complaints before. Different states. Different employers. None of them held up. But she always walks away with some kind of deal. Small settlements, NDAs, sometimes job references, just so they don't have to fight her." It hit me then. This wasn't just about revenge. This was about ending a pattern. About stopping her from hurting someone else the next time. I told him, "I'm not settling. Not this time. I'll testify. I'll show the video. I'll go public if I have to." He nodded. "Good," he said. "That might be what it takes." Weeks passed. Then one morning, Rachel called me into her office. "They dropped the case," she said. "The state closed it. said there's overwhelming evidence she falsified her claims. They even referred her to the district attorney for possible fraud. I just sat there. I didn't even know how to react. She added, she won't be suing anyone again for a long time. They're investigating her last 2 settlements too. A few days later, it hit the local news. Former marketing assistant under investigation for multiple false discrimination claims. They didn't name me in the article, but people at work knew. They read it. They saw the fallout. People started treating me different after that. Better, mostly. A few apologized. Some stayed awkward. But I didn't care. I finally had peace again. Then, months later, I got one last email. From Aaron. Just one line. Hope it was worth it. I stared at it for a long time. Then I deleted it. Because yeah, it was worth it. Not because she got what she deserved. Not because people finally saw the truth. But because I finally stood up for myself. For once, I didn't stay quiet. I didn't take it. I didn't back down just to make things easier. I made mistakes too. I waited too long to speak up. I let her push me around, hoping it would stop on its own. But I learned. And next time someone tries to use kindness as a weapon, they won't find the same quiet target. They'll find someone who's not afraid anymore.